Hello, welcome to another session of Learn with Veer Sagar. Today we'll talk about how do we convert your weakness into your strength such that all discussions take place around your strength and you set the agenda rather than follow an agenda set by somebody else. And I'll do this by giving you two examples from my working career. I have many more, but I'll just pick on these two. The first was in 1966 when Dunlop decided to computerize and they bought or they got an IBM 1401. This was the first generation computers. Most of you wouldn't have heard about it. It's a pretty primitive compared to what you can get today. This was manned by two sets of people. One were the systems analysts and programmers, who were highly trained computer people who went through very serious courses lasting 2 to 3 years in the best of colleges, or by chartered accountants, mostly from the UK. So here was a division because the computer, it was in the finance division, therefore it was manned by the computer guys and by the finance guys. For some reason, I was seconded to that. I liked the computers, but I said to myself, what am I doing here? I am neither an accountant nor a computer person. And somebody suggested to me, do chartered accountancy. I thought to myself, here are these guys who have spent minimum 3 years to 5 years to become whatever they are, expert that they are. Here I am going to learn on a do-it-yourself, distant learning, coaching group process and try and compete with them. It's a sure remedy for failure. So I had to then think, how do I make knowledge of accountancy and knowledge of computers as irrelevant and move to what I know. I know mathematics well. I know how to do mathematical modeling. Right? I was good at that. So to me, that was my strength, and I needed to move the company to stop thinking computerization to optimization. Optimization using mathematical techniques. How do you make better decisions? Change the total objective from creating reports, from creating tabulations to better decisions. And I said, reports are a mean for better decisions. That means I converted the knowledge of computers or computers into a tool for optimization and accountancy for data for better decisions. That means we looked at accounts not from an accounting perspective, which is what the company was doing. I looked at accounts from a management perspective, so as providing of data. And I position myself as somebody who takes this data, who takes the tools, a computer enabling technology of the computers, the computing technology of the computers, to put these together to create a base for better decisions. So we optimize profits, we minimize costs. So the entire decision making shifted from computerization to decision making. And that was my strength. And when you do this, it's not just your strength that you have to look at. You have to see, okay, this is my strength, I have taken it here. But is my strength of any use to the people for whom I am doing it? So if I just showed that I can do mathematical calculations, it was of no use. So I had to create not only to my strength, but to something which the management would like, and that is optimization. More profit, less costs, and they would lap it up. That way, I moved the decision-making level from data, from transaction to value. And not only that, I increased my visibility to the top management. And ultimately ended up by being the head of the computer division without knowing computers, without knowing accounts. reporting to the finance director. Another example was when I joined ICIM as the VP of marketing, head of marketing, and I wanted to meet customers. So they took me to a very large IKIM customer who was the finance director of Standard Chartered Bank. When I went there, I was introduced to him and they said, "Oh, computer company." So immediately he called the IT manager. The IT manager came in and he started questioning me on the internals of the computer, the designs, the programs, the links, etc. I hadn't got a clue. I didn't even think it was relevant. So I didn't even try to learn. So after some time, when he was asking me all these questions and I was looking very lost, I said, "This is not going well. I'm not getting a good impression. So what do I need to do?" I thought over it and I said, if I shut this IT guy up, right, then I'm going to create an enemy for life. It was very difficult to fight an IT manager when it comes to buying of computers. So that's not an option that I could pursue. So I said, okay, how do I make all this irrelevant? So I looked at the finance director and I said, what your guy is asking are very important and relevant questions. And I think what we should do is I should arrange for my R&D head to come and meet him and spend a day with him to analyze and answer all his questions. But for you and me, I don't think we need to know this and get involved in the discussion. Let us sit down and think, why are you buying the computer? What is that you want to achieve? And can we help you achieve that? Do we have the power, the solutions to help you meet what you want to do? If not, all the bits and bytes are useless. If yes, then it really doesn't matter whether you have bits and bytes. That appealed to the finance director. He said, yeah, because he now can participate in the discussion. Because he was as lost about the bits and bytes discussion as I was. So we then both started discussing. And here I was very comfortable because I've come from a user base all the time. So I was comfortable and we had a very good discussion. He then went from there to meet the MD and continued the discussion. As a result, two things happened. A, I moved again the discussion from bits and bytes. Therefore, ultimately, it'll be a price decision. So from price to value, what do we bring to the table? I also increased my visibility from the IT manager to the finance director and the MD. So discussions with me will be taking place at that level rather than the IT manager. So in both cases, right, I was able to make what I didn't know irrelevant, moved it off the table, and moved it to what was I knew and what would be good for the customer. The important rule here is it has to be good for the customer. Otherwise, it's no good. So in conclusion, if you do not know something, do not bluff your way or try and put down the other guy and saying, no, you're talking rubbish, right? Convert that into irrelevance as it's not required, not worth knowing, and move the discussion to something which you know and which is of importance to the end customer. The end customer must see this discussion as adding value to him. And once you do that, you have moved your entire discussion from price to value and your visibility at very high levels. Thank you very much. Till next time, it's a goodbye from Veer Sagar.